Hi guys, my final one from France, final YouTube from France. Today is Saturday the 21st of April 2018. My name's Jan Silver and I've been video logging my journey to and beyond a gastric bypass which I had maybe 13 months ago nearly, or just over actually. I think it's just over 13 months. I've lost just over 6.5 stone in that time. I had a gastric bypass at the Berkshire Independent in the UK, and currently I am in a place called Belfort in France. I've been looking after my friend's adopted son Tom, who has no eyes, and I've spent a week here. I've been really fortunate enough to have a few days off caring for him, and have been out walking, as you can see from the surroundings. I'm just in the most peaceful place. The hills that I've just walked actually are up there. I've just done a 2-hour hike up to Fort Dosner and Dorsner, I think. I don't know how to pronounce it. And I'm now sat by a fishing lake. I've just had a baguette before I head back, get showered, pack up and go home. So yeah, it's been an interesting week. It's always really hard. I think the last YouTube I did to you guys, probably not going to be much weight loss related. So if you want to switch off, feel free. I'm just rambling my own thoughts and feelings really. It's always hard when you step out of your comfort zone and do something completely different and alone. You know, coming here to France was a big thing for me without Howie. We've been together nearly 20 years. We do most things together. I'm very independent. I get out and do my stuff. He works, obviously, and I do my stuff in the daytime. And I must admit, I'm never bored. That's one thing about me. You'll know, you'll never hear me saying, I'm bored. Because I keep myself active and I keep myself going, however that is. Walking, meeting people, shopping, whatever, I keep myself going. And I generally really enjoy life. And when you step out of your comfort zone and you come somewhere like France, it's a different country, I don't speak the language. I had a real wobble on the first day I walked. It was really good, it was beautiful, and I didn't think much. But the next day I was super tired and I had this real negative headspace, which I did Insta story about. And I think it dawned on me as I was climbing the hill to Fort Dosner that I was alone in a foreign country. I couldn't speak the language. What if I twisted my ankle and I fell? Steve wasn't even in the country, Tom's dad. He was in Dusseldorf on a business trip. I kind of had this sudden realisation, like, shit, what would I do if something went wrong? And I kind of realised it pretty quick. When you're walking alone, like I do, you're amongst your own thoughts, and you can be your own worst enemy at the end of the day. It's the same as with anything, I think, but I had to really give myself a pep talk basically, because I was worrying about what if I fell, what if I broke my ankle, what if this, what if that, and then I'm like, oh, shut up, Janine, you know, don't be so stupid. You had a walk yesterday, everything was fine, it's a beautiful walk, just be bloody careful, you know. So I had to snap myself out of that negative mindset. Or I'm not going to do anything. I'm going to sit at home and be bored and not really explore this beautiful country where I am, you know. I'm a fine one to tell Tom that when you're given an opportunity in life, especially an activity you've never done before, be it walking, climbing, you know, in a race car around a track, going on a camp with a school, do it. If you don't like it, don't do it again, but try it once. So I kind of had to take stock and listen to my own advice that I'd been giving young Tom this week. So, and now I have to say, so I'm going home today. It's been a really tough week in lots of ways. I said this as well in my Insta stories that, you know, I've brought up 2 children. I have a granddaughter. I'd like to spend more time with her, as in look after her, but I don't. But I think I'd be more than capable of doing that. But with Tom, it's really different. It's such a full-on commitment. Without him having eyes, and what Steve and Julie may possibly do for Tom and think is the right thing wouldn't be what I would do for Tom. And that's not knocking anybody else, because I didn't adopt him, he doesn't live with me, so I have to be careful about what battles I want to pick with Tom. You know, is it that, for instance, he's allowed to not shower at the weekends, have a break? Is it eating as much as he does? His appetite, he's a growing lad, he's 13 and a half, is massive, like colossal amounts of food. And I think my fear there is, obviously, my weight has been an issue all of my life up until this surgery. My fear is for Tom is that it'll get hold of him before he gets hold of it. And there's a little bit of my fear. So I've had a few talks with him about the amount he eats, and his dad did too, but it's really difficult because, you know, I've given you a little bit of background about Tom. He was found in an orphanage, born without eyes, found in an orphanage, da-di-da-di-da. And I think some of this greed stems from being a child in an orphanage, and perhaps he can't see his food, and if he didn't eat it, it was possibly taken. Now, I don't know that for a fact, but I've got this feeling that that's where it comes from. And I tried to say to Tom, you know, for instance, I made jiaozi for lunch yesterday, which is a Chinese dumpling. He got really anxious over how many I was going to give him, and I was like, why does it matter so much? He said, because I don't want to be hungry. I said, but you're in a country now, in a loving, happy, fortunate family, a financially fortunate family as well, that you're not ever going to go hungry, Tom. And I think it's a real deep issue for Tom, because he was adamant and quite stressy that he wanted these 16 jiaozi and they had to be cut in half or it wasn't going to be enough for him, and he bloody well ate them and he would eat more. You know, I even did cabbage on the side because I thought, God, he's got to have a vegetable of some sort. But yeah, so it's been a tricky road, and I think it always will be with Tom. I think there's going to be challenges ahead every step of the way. You know, I think I touched on as well last week, Tom doesn't think he's got a disability, which in one sense is wonderful. You know, what a great way to be. But you haven't got eyes, Tom. So whilst you think you're not different, that's amazing, fantastic. You're never going to get in an aeroplane and fly it. You're never going to get in a car and drive it. So, you know, I get some people making them feel mainstream, being part of the world, because of course they have to, but yeah, it's been a tough one this week, because I think my values and my morals are possibly very different from Steve's. Obviously he's grateful for the help that I've given him, don't get me wrong. Nothing's been said between us, but our values and our morals and things, little tiny things like that, are very, very opposite ends of the scale. So I feel a bit for Tom in that respect, that he's getting conflicting advice. And, you know, sadly for Tom, I'm not the sort of person to go along and not give my point of view. I wish I could, but it's just not me, you know. If I think something's wrong, I say it. If I can help, I help, you know. I'm just that kind of person. I suppose I'm quite proactive when it comes to that. But I don't know, is it right or wrong? I don't know. He's got to learn the way of the world, and he is different. You know, he uses a white stick. He doesn't use it very well. You know, from when I first bought him a stick when he was in China, I researched how a blind child should be using it, and you roll it along the floor, which enables you to feel what's in front of you. So for instance, while we're walking in the woods and there's a tree root, he could feel it, but Tom's extremely lazy and has relied on us as sighted adults to do that for him. But that's not helping him in the future, right? So yeah, so sorry, I'm just offloading today, I think, because I'm going home. I will be having Tom again in the summer, and like I said, I'm fully prepared. I know it's totally full on. Steve's trying to work. He's in his 60s. He's still trying to work until retirement, until he's ready to retire. And, you know, I've said to him, if I can help at any point, I will. He mentioned he's got to go to Asia. I said, well, pay for me to go with you and Tom. I'll accompany Tom to Asia at any point. And I kind of think he thought I was being serious. Well, I was, kind of. If you're paying for me to go and accompany Tom to Asia, of course I'll do it. It's not going to be easy. Like I just said, you know, Tom is a challenge at every corner we turn, but that's going to be his life, sadly. And as long as he's got people around him like myself that do everything with love, because that's all I want to do for Tom, is to surround him with love and care and try and steer him in the right direction. Those directions may be different from each adult that supports him in his life, but from our points of views, they're all going to be the right direction. So anyway, as you can see, I'm totally enjoying this. I left Steve and Tom this morning about 9 o'clock cleaning the cars. I said I'd have a few hours out walking. I've come and had an early lunch at the lakes, and then I've probably got about another 1.5 miles before I get home. I'll pack my suitcase, have a shower, and then head off to the airport. I'm so looking forward to seeing Howie tonight and being back in my own bed. My little cat's missed me as well. She's been meowing on the FaceTime, which is lovely. And just to get back to some normality, really. Whilst this has been absolutely beautiful, I'm fully aware it's not normality, and I need to get back to my normal routine. So anyway, guys, if you've stuck with me this long and listened to 10 minutes of me going bleh, well done, congratulations. If you watch my Insta stories and I've repeated myself lots and lots, I apologise for that, but it is what it is, and I am who I am, and I'm not going to change that. So yeah, thank you for your ongoing support, everybody. If you haven't already, please click like and subscribe. I'm going to keep my fluids up. It's really hot today, and I think England's having a bit of a lovely time in the sunshine too. So take care for now. Speak to you soon. Bye.